The band Type O Negative would mix themes of romance, drugs, depression, and death. They would be credited with bringing goth rock to the masses with their third record, Bloody Kisses, which would also be their commercial breakthrough. But it took nearly a year for the record to get noticed, and they owe a lot of their success to Motley Crue. It was following the release of Bloody Kisses in 1993 that Type O Negative wasn't planning on touring nationally, mostly doing weekend jaunts to Connecticut and Massachusetts, as the members were still working day jobs. Frontman Peter Steele was employed by the New York City Parks Department, who were going through a hiring freeze, so if he left, they couldn't hire a replacement, and if he left, he couldn't come back. His employer, of course, wasn't enthusiastic about giving him months off so he could tour with his band. He'd even remark in interviews that working for the Parks Department was one of the best jobs he had had. It was this attitude that led to original drummer Sal Abruscato leaving the band and joining fellow New York rock band Life of Agony. Of course, their label Roadrunner Records was also pushing for the band to tour nationally and quit their day jobs to help push album sales for Bloody Kisses. Monte Connor, the A&R guy for their label, would recall to Loudersound, Peter was content being a local hero and playing locally. He liked the security of a job and life, so he really wasn't ready to give that all up on a whim. In a way, that contributed to Sal leaving the band. Sal wanted to go in fully and tour nationally, which the guys were ready to do. When he left, Josh Silver sent a load of pizza to Roadrunner's offices. It was his way of telling us he thought the band were through. But all the resistance against touring was no match for the opportunities the band got in 1994, including opening for Life of Agony for 6 weeks. They would then get an offer to do some West Coast dates for Nine Inch Nails for 2 weeks, but the band wasn't well received by those crowds. Then they returned home and got yet another offer to open for Motley Crue. Bloody Kisses had been out for about a year, and it really wasn't doing much commercially. It would be the tour with Motley Crue that seemed to be the turning point for the band and get the group on a lot of people's radars, in addition to, of course, getting play on MTV and radio. Nikki Sixx and his Motley Crue bandmates were big fans of Bloody Kisses, listening to the album while they were working on their self-titled record with new frontman John Corabi. But even Motley Crue's own manager and their booking agents didn't understand the ask and pushed back against having Type O Negative open that tour. They didn't think that Type O Negative was popular enough to help fill seats. Type O Negative drummer Johnny Kelly would tell Knotfest that despite the tour being a low point for Motley Crue, who are now playing to smaller audiences in theaters to maybe a few thousand people, it was a huge turning point for Type O Negative, who started to see an upward climb in sales, moving an average of about 2,000 copies a week, when previously Bloody Kisses was selling about 50 copies a week. The band also started winning those Motley Crue crowds over. Soon enough, Christian Woman and Black No. 1 were getting airplay on Headbangers Ball and on Beavis and Butthead, with the show's characters giving their stamp of approval. You also had some radio stations playing their music. The band from there started touring more, playing some shows on their own, and filling rooms. Bloody Kisses went on to become Roadrunner Records' first gold album, eventually going platinum and becoming Type O Negative's biggest record of their career. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section if you saw Motley Crue with Type O Negative on that tour in the mid-90s. As always, if you have suggestions for future topics, let me know in the comment section below, and we'll see you again on Rock and Roll True Stories 2.